Welcome to Raider Talks. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. And before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. Nick, a big one. Raiders, Chargers. Chargers 6-5, Raiders 4-7. This is a huge matchup here. And Charger fans may feel like their season's on the line right here. Raider fans definitely feel like the season's on the line because it is. It's going to be a fun one. And how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm very pumped up, very excited. 2-game win streak, both overtime thrillers. I think we're playing some good football, some really good things that we're seeing, and we're back at home. These last two games, we've proved that we can win. We can grind out a win on the road in a tough environment. Both places, Mile High and Seattle. We come home, we play the Chargers, and it should be fun. It should be exciting. We're right there close with the Chargers record-wise, and they beat us in LA. Now it's our turn to beat them in Vegas.
Yeah, this is a series that has been split. Since the Raiders have been in Vegas and the Chargers have been in LA, and I think it's going to be no different. I feel like we're going to get this win, and we're in Vegas, a huge game. But Chargers are going to be coming out with a lot of energy. They're going to be pumped up, wanting to beat us in Allegiant because last year we beat them in Allegiant to go to the playoffs and kick them out.
Yeah, I think they come in thinking, hey, the last time we were here, we got our hearts broken. With everything riding on it, I think there was like 3 or 4 teams riding on that game, and just they wanted, at the end, you heard Herbert, man, never wanted to tie so bad, and we kicked them out of the playoffs, and we were there at that game. It was loud, fun, energetic. I think they come in with something to prove, and we got to get this win. Yeah,
a Charger team that has Keenan Allen talking a lot of crap, which he does all the time. Even though he's a Raider at heart, wearing Raider hats after the draft and stuff like that. But, Keenan Allen's talking trash. You have some other Charger players that have been talking trash. And just since last year, it felt like it really built up the rivalry. And then the Raiders beating them in Allegiant built that rivalry even more.
Yeah.
First game of the year, Raiders come out, and they just look flat. They come out, look flat. Derek Carr, very inaccurate. Overthrowing balls and stuff like that. A fumble. We had a big fumble that game by Renfro. A couple drop passes. And we just played bad that game. And it came within one possession.
Yeah.
Now the Raiders are playing good football. And it seems like this is a chance for the Raiders to start over in the year. It's kind of like in the beginning of the year when we played the Chargers. Like just a fresh start. And I think that's going to be what it is on Sunday. But it's going to feel like a playoff game, playoff atmosphere, especially for Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. And I honestly think week 1 versus now, 2 different completely teams. Week 1 we came out flat, just like you said, weren't ready. Derek Carr had a very un-Derek Carr game, threw almost half of his interceptions this season in that one game, trying to just force things. And I just think that game was, they highlighted, this is going to be the Devontae show. Everything's going to go Devontae. And, it did, but he was the only one that was kind of working. Defense gave up a lot in the first half, settled down, and just offense was very inconsistent. I think now we found our formula of how to win. Josh Jacobs is playing some great football. DC's starting to get hot. Devontae's doing Devontae, and defense is starting to settle down a little bit, playing some good football, led by Max Crosby, who's on a complete tear, having a career season. This is just, like I said, this is 2 different teams, and I think we come in with something to prove.
Yeah, this Raider offense is getting rolling. Josh McDaniels, you're starting to see with some of the play calling, some of the plays we're running, that why he's the offensive kind of guru he is. And, despite the tough start and all that, all players were saying it's not the coaching, it's not Josh McDaniels, it's execution. And then even on the defensive side, they're saying that about Patrick Graham. But Patrick Graham, that's kind of different than McDaniels. But it looks like this Raider team's clicking. They're executing more, executing better. I expect this to be a high-scoring game since the Raiders' defense not too good. Charger defense just okay, but they're very bad at the run, worse than the run in the league. Yeah. And the Raiders have the best running back in football.
Yeah, I think Josh Jacobs is going to run through these guys, and I think it could be back and forth. Whoever gets a couple stops, whoever forces a turnover, then that team will get the momentum and go forward. We're in for a good one. These AFC West games, just all across the board, whether, I don't care if we play the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Broncos, just anything in the AFC West, it's been close. No matter how bad the Broncos have been, no matter how bad we've been at times. all these AFC West games are close. I'm expecting a close one, a really good one, and we'll see who comes up on top.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. A Charger team that got a big win last week. Raiders team that got a big win last week. And Charger team that, they've been a team that a lot of games are close.
Yeah.
They're not playing that well, but they're winning. They're coming out with the big wins. And, it looks bad, but that's a sign of a good winning team when you can find a way to win games with the way they're winning. So they're a winning football team. They're 6-5. It's going to be a tough game. Justin Herbert and company are coming into Vegas hungry.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler, they got Keenan Allen back for the third week, I believe, in a row. So their offense is barely picking up again, but this Raider offense is in full stride, and I love that. You got, Josh Jacobs running like a best running back in football.
Yeah.
He is. Also in the passing game, Josh Jacobs is great. And then you got Devontae Adams. I mean, he's been on a tear. Derek Carr, you can see the connection now for real.
Yeah.
And the connection from Fresno State moved on to the Raiders, but is 20 times better with Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And then you got Mac Hollins, who's been pretty good. Foster Moreau has been good also. Carr's been really good at spreading the ball around. And just the play calling, getting the run game. The run game opening up the pass game.
Yeah.
Passing game opening up the run game. It's been good. Offensive line has been really good lately.
Yeah.
Protecting Carr, opening holes for Jacobs. So we're hitting on all cylinders on offense. Chargers barely hitting like their stride again on offense.
Yeah, it just seems like, and I think now you kind of see it, everything is kind of clicking. Our run game's there, our passing game's there, and just everyone has a contribution into this. And this is without Waller or Renfro, who at the beginning of the season, it was two of our biggest weapons outside of Devontae. You have Keelan Cole, who's coming out making a catch or two a game, big catches, just like we saw in Seattle, kind of just. And Abdullah, the big touchdown catch. He doesn't touch the ball often, but when he does, it always seems like something happened. Whether it's a kick return or DC gives the ball to him. We're clicking, and it's good to see. And hopefully, in a couple weeks, when we get everybody back, we show in these last 3 or 4 games when we get them back how this offense was supposed to be at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, now we go to the defensive side of the ball for both teams. Chargers have a very impressive defensive line. But I think the Raiders' offense is just playing so good right now that I'm not worried about them, or I'm not worried about even the top defense in football.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Chargers' run defense isn't that good. Josh Jacobs could have a big day. He's been playing amazing.
Yeah.
Raider defense, worried about him. I'm worried about him, Nick. They're playing bad for 3 quarters, and they'll play great for a quarter. Or they play at least 2 bad quarters a game.
Yeah.
And that sucks to know that, because especially in a big game like this. But I think we can survive with our offense, and our offense just can't turn the ball over and let them have extra possessions with our defense and putting them in bad positions, because I'm pretty sure the offense gave around 10 last week just from turnovers.
Yeah, and in the first game, the 3 picks, the stalls, the everything gave Chargers big momentum, and you just gave them points in general. Come out here, play some clean football. Don't give them extra possessions, and I honestly think that we would be fine. We haven't turned over the ball as much lately. And, Josh Jacobs has been on a tear. Everyone's been good around him.
Should help if we get Nate Hobbs back.
Yeah.
It should help.
And, I think you get Nate Hobbs back to stop Keenan Allen. I think all you got to do is block Khalil. I don't think Joey Bosa is playing.
No.
So, it's not easy, but it's a tiny bit easier from the first week, because there's not that many stars out there, but you still got to worry about Herbert, Eckler, and Allen.
Keenan Allen says barbecue chicken against us, though.
Yeah.
But we'll see. If Nate Hobbs plays, it's not going to be barbecue chicken. It's probably going to be barbecue chicken for Nate Hobbs, I believe. I think Keenan Allen's a really good wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
But he's a guy that, he's not going to beat us. You know what I mean? Like Keenan Allen alone is not going to beat us.
No.
Keenan Allen's I feel like against the Raiders, he's a lot big underneath receiver
and
guy.
I think he's better when Mike Williams is on the other side of him, and there is going to be no Mike Williams.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good 1-2 punch that they have there, just like on the defensive line. That's a really great 1-2 punch of Bosa and Mack. That's a really great 1-2 punch of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
But
their number 2s are not going to be there.
Yeah.
Or, well, for them, I think number 1 on defense, Joey Bosa or whatever, but they're half gone. So you just got to focus in and on one player. Hobbs should be on Keenan Allen. Hobbs has been hungry and ready to go out there. It sucked that he broke his hand and couldn't go out there for 4 or 5 weeks. And
we really missed him because in the secondary we're getting beat a lot.
Yeah,
and it's going to be very good to have him back, especially you see a lot of plays that are going to like one-on-ones, and it looks like Nate Hobbs could take away a side of the field like he did in the first so many games and even last year. So should be interesting, should be fun. I got a question, looking too far ahead maybe, but if the Raiders do win this game, are they going undefeated?
That's a really good one because what last year what we did was we got our butts whooped against the Chiefs.
Do you think they're going undefeated? I'm trying to say.
And it's if they come out, win, and look good, then yeah. Because I honestly think after this week, you get Waller back, you get Renfrow back, everything's clicking, everything's going. I bet you they're in the film room studying their butts off, and this offense is going to just be crazy, and that adds a whole bunch of more points, and we just start scoring like crazy. It's hard to say because
it's hard.
We're here after every loss. Hey, it's okay. It's this, it's that. And at one point, we both said, no, it's not. We're a second football team, this and that. But these last 2 weeks has given me confidence that we know how to win now, and we're good with all the injuries that we're dealing with the people who are not even on the field yet. And you come out and get these 2 big wins. You get this big win.
Those 2 wins look like last year's wins.
Yes.
So that's what gets you pumped up.
Yeah, because we sat here after the Chief game. We got our butts whipped. It's over. It could be over. And we looked at our schedule. We went to Cleveland. It was going to be cold, and they're really scrappy. And you had this, and then you had Chargers at the end of the year. Colts were hot at that time. It's not going to happen. And we came alive, got hot at the right time, and did it.
This year we didn't make that mistake though, because in our minds we knew that after 7 losses is the end.
Yeah.
But once we get over 7 losses, then it's over.
Yeah.
And we knew that with 7 losses, anything can happen. But it's going to be a long shot that it happens, and it still is a long shot. But I feel like if we beat the Chargers, it's going to be like it was last year, getting on a roll. Instead, we're going to have to go on a longer win streak and 8 or 9 game win streak to finish it off. But we can do it.
We beat them no matter what. I think we're going to be second place in the AFC West.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
No, I know you don't. But I'm just saying, just how everything was, and I even said it last week. And playoffs or not, I think we beat them. We're in second place, and all the whole Raiders can be in last place. Raiders can do this. I know it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, no one cares about being second place.
Well, no. I mean,
but yeah, I guess we'll be over the Chargers. But who cares? We don't make the playoffs. Didn't mean to burst your bubble or anything, but it don't matter if we don't make the playoffs. It's playoffs, or it's that sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks. But I told you earlier, I think the Raiders can, still go 8 and
9 and 8. It'd be 9 and 8.
And I'm happy with how they finish, and I feel confidence for next year.
Yeah.
But I think if they do beat the Chargers, there's a very good possibility. I think we could go undefeated, similar to last year. Lots of winnable games against there's a struggling Patriots team. Steelers team that struggles,
a struggling Rams team who half of their players are off the field.
Yeah, a struggling Rams team that will play on Thursday. You got the Chiefs, was going to be, I think, the toughest one. Niners, they're good, but they don't scare me.
No.
Do they scare you? They don't scare me.
No. The whole number 1 rated defense, whatever. I think Carr's played against Broncos, who has a really, really good defense, and carved them up twice.
Yeah.
Jacobs carved them up twice.
The big defense don't scare me, especially I might be critical of Carr, but I've never felt like, we're going up against the best defense in the league. Like we're screwed. Yeah. What scares me is when you play a team that doesn't have a good defense. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And if we win this game, and I feel like Carr gets rolling. Like Carr and his teams get rolling. When they're rolling, they're rolling. Like 2016, they went on a roll. On a stretch. Last year, at the end of the year, went on a roll, went on a stretch. And if the Raiders could put together 3 in a row, I think, we're on a roll and we're going full steam ahead. I don't think no one can really stop us.
Yeah.
And it's just about if teams lose and we can get in.
If we get help or not, yeah. But I honestly think we get on a roll just with everybody. We've seen DC get on a roll before. Devontae's on a roll right now. Jacobs is on a roll. You win this one. You survive. You survive this week. Get Renfroe and Waller back possibly next week. This is going to start.
Well, let's just
really
count this all as 1 week. If we survive this week, we could be 6-7.
Yeah, this time next week we could be 6-7.
Feeling great,
looking good, and really go into these last 4 games kind of as last year. Is that hey, we need to win all these to survive. We've been here before, and let's do it again.
Raiders have a 60.2% chance to win this one, according to ESPN. 39.3 toward the Charger side.
Yeah, and there were opening the week there were 2.5-point underdogs. Now they sit at a 1-point favorite. Yeah. So
that's gonna be a fun one. Gonna be crazy. Who do you got as offensive and defensive Raider players of the game?
Offensive player of the game, I'm going Derek Carr. I think he's gonna redeem himself in a big way from the Week 1 loss. I think he keeps the ball clean, throws for a whole bunch of yards, throws for 2-3 touchdowns, and really gets this offense moving and rolling.
I think my offensive player will be Josh Jacobs. I think it's just the Josh Jacobs show from here on out. It's Josh Jacobs being the guy, the man for this Raider offense, and then everyone else can build off it. Derek Carr can build off it, and all the receivers, obviously. I think our offensive strategy and everything starts from the run, starts in Josh Jacobs getting going, and then we can get the passing going, and we have the open receivers and all that. So Josh Jacobs, I think, is going to get it going over 100 yards and continue to dominate and be the best running back in the league.
Yeah. Defensive player for me, I'm going to go Denzel Perryman. I think they're going to go a lot of underneath with Eckler. Perryman's been playing really well. Kind of tackling for loss, run stuffing a little bit. Came up big with the interception last week. Really getting into his own this season, and I think he's going to have a big game against Chargers.
Yeah, I really like that pick. Denzel Perryman has been playing really good football, especially last week, flying all over the field. And like you said, there's a team that goes underneath a lot. Whether it's Eckler or not, I mean, Herbert's a big check down guy.
Yeah.
So it could be a big day for Denzel Perryman, and he had a big game in Week 1 against the Chargers. Yeah. So I really like that pick.
Looked good before he
looked really good before he got hurt. So I like that pick a lot. But I'll go with Max Crosby.
Yeah.
That's not a surprise. One of us have to be Max Crosby. And last week you saw why he is, I'm going to say it, the defensive player of the year. Because he made 2 big plays in 2 big moments. Game on the line. On the absolute line. And it seems like Max Crosby can just turn it on whenever he wants and be like, okay, it's time to get a sack right here. And that's hard to do as a defensive player in the NFL.
What he's doing 11 games in, his tackles for loss, I think he leads the tackles. He leads the league in tackles for the defensive line. What he's doing is just crazy, and it sucks that our record is what it is, and there hasn't been more opportunities. Game on the line needed a stop for Max Crosby, because I think he would have had even more sacks or more wow moments like he did in Seattle.
I think there has been a lot of those opportunities, but because the ball's been in the offense's hands to either win or tie a game a lot. And Max Crosby's the reason why the offense even has chances. So he has had those opportunities to make those big plays, but too bad it hasn't been highlighted by NFL and everybody because we didn't get the dub.
Yeah. But either way, you sit here 11 games in, he's 10.5 sacks, almost averaging a sack a game, which is crazy. And I think there's still even more out there that was kind of missed, or the QB hits. I mean, we were there that Cardinal game where he sacked Kyler Murray like 5-6 times, but because of the penalties or whatever, they just kept on coming back and back and back. I think there's a lot of more stats left out of the stat sheet, and because of our record, that people are not looking at him as defensive player of the year. But what he is doing and what he did last week, just taking over this game, over that game, was crazy, was unbelievable. And I think he should be one of the top candidates for defensive player of the year.
All right. We're just going to do one key of the game each. What's your one key of the game for this Raider Charger game?
I think this one just, play some clean football. Penalties, don't give them anything. Don't give them free yards. Don't give them free plays. And, don't turn the ball over. Just keep it clean all around. No need for them to have extra possessions. We want the ball as much as we can. and it should be good.
Yeah, if I had one, I would say no turnovers. Just no turnovers. Don't give the ball to them. Don't give it away. Like when that goes along with clean football, but just no turnovers. I feel like if we have no turnovers against the Seahawks, we dominate them. You know, the Seahawks probably feel the same way though. But the Seahawks fans probably feel the same way. The Seahawks probably feel the same way. But no turnovers, and I'm feeling good because I think this defense will give up, 21 to 28 range to this team. But you give up the ball, you turn the ball over, they're going to score 30.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. We don't want to have to score, we don't want to score 38 to win. Even though I think it might take that to win this game. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, don't turn the ball over.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good one, and this is exciting.
A fun one. It's a fun one.
Chargers like to do a lot of go for it on fourth downs, a lot of fakes, a lot of this, a lot of that. Like to play aggressive. It hasn't done much as late, but late in the season, these games mean way more than in the past.
And this means a lot to them.
Yeah,
because they got 5 losses. They lose this one, they got 6 losses. Raiders are like right behind them, and you only can afford to lose 2 more. And they're kind of similar in the Raiders' position if they lose this game. Yeah. So as much as it is a big game for Las Vegas, it's a big game for the Chargers.
I mean, we're here in December. This is where games start to matter. We got 6 games left. 4 in December, 2 in January. This is where you really determine. I mean, do you want it or do you not? I mean, playoffs is right there. We're 6-7 weeks away from playoffs, and if we want to be in that tournament, we got to play some good football. We're coming into December pretty hot, pretty good. Let's keep it rolling, and let's go get this victory.
Yeah, this is exciting. Going to be a fun game. Let's do a little score prediction before we get out of here, Nick. What's your score prediction?
I think Raiders win 34-28. I think Josh Jacobs gets rolling. DC and Devontae get going. And we put up some big points against this Charger defense.
I was gonna say 35-28, and I liked your guess. I think it's gonna be a tight one. I think Raiders are gonna win it in the end, hopefully by a touchdown or something. But we'll see. But it will come down to the fourth quarter, last 2 minutes, I would say. So it's gonna be a fun one. Put your boots on. Get ready to get stressed out a little bit. Get ready to get that heart pumping. Get ready to lose some years off your life.
This isn't going to be an easy one. And I seriously think even if we're, just like last year at home, if we're kind of up by 2 scores, by 10-14, if they're up by 10-14, game's not going to be over. I'm not going to stress about that. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. It's going to come down to who wants it more. And I think, it's going to be a good one. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. We'll see who wants it more.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Here we go. I guess we can say this every time. Raiders, season on the line. Raiders, Chargers, AFC West. We'll see you guys after the game. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.